In business, finance, and especially real estate, there's this one fundamental challenge that everything else is built on: valuation. It's the one question that can literally make or break a deal, a company, or a huge investment.
So let's really think about this for a second. How do you actually prove what something is worth? You can't just, pick a number out of thin air, right? There has to be a credible, defensible process behind it. So, how do we solve this puzzle?
Because if it's just a guess, well, it's basically useless. It's unreliable. Think about valuing a house. You wouldn't just say, feels like it's worth about $500,000. No way. You'd need real evidence, the sale prices of similar homes right there in the same neighborhood. Without that solid proof, you're just opening the door to bias, arguments, and total chaos.
So, where does this crucial evidence come from? Well, the answer lies in a key concept from the International and Philippine Valuation Standards. It's a term that provides the foundation for every credible valuation out there: observable data. And this is it. This definition right here, it's basically the key that unlocks the entire process. Now, I know it might look a little dense, a little formal, but trust me, every single word in there is absolutely crucial. This is our roadmap to finding a fair and defensible value. To really get why this is such a game changer, we can't just read it off the screen. We need to take it apart, piece by piece. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's deconstruct this thing to see what really makes it tick. All right, first things first. When we talk about data for evaluation, what are we actually referring to? Is it an opinion, a guess, a projection? Well, the standards are very, very specific about the kind of source material we're allowed to use. The magic word here is actual. This means our valuation has to be based on things that have really happened. We're talking about a property that was actually sold or a stock that was actually traded. It's not about hypotheticals or what might happen. We have to ground the whole process in verifiable, real-world events. Okay, so the data has to be real, got it. But what good is real data if it's locked away in a vault somewhere? How easy does this information have to be for us to find and use? And that brings us to the next absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle. The data must be readily available. This means the information can't be a secret. It can't be hidden behind some impossible barrier or be incredibly difficult to get your hands on. The data has to be out in the open. It's all about transparency. This leads to a really important question. Available is great, but available to whom exactly? Is it just for one person or maybe a small select group? Well, the standards are very clear on this. And here's the answer. The data must be available to market participants. And this is huge. It means all the relevant players in that market, the buyers, the sellers, the brokers, the analysts, they all have to have access to the same pool of information. This creates a level playing field, and it ensures everyone is working from the same set of facts. So let's recap. We've got real data, it's readily available, and it's accessible to all the key players. But why? What's the end game here? What are we supposed to do with all this information? And there it is. This is the destination. The entire purpose of gathering this very specific type of data is to anchor that final valuation number in cold, hard fact. Every other part of the definition we just looked at serves this one ultimate goal: to arrive at a credible, evidence-based value. So, now that we've taken it all apart, let's put those pieces back together. Let's look at the big picture and see how all these components work together to form the true foundation of value. You see, it's a pretty simple and logical chain. You start with real-world actual events. Then you make sure that information is transparent and easy to get. Doing that empowers all the market participants by giving them equal access. And what's the result of that process? A fair, defensible, and trustworthy value. Each step just builds perfectly on the last. So, here is the big takeaway. Observable data isn't just some boring piece of jargon. It is the absolute bedrock of any trustworthy valuation. It's what separates a professional, defensible appraisal from a simple guess. It's the standard that ensures fairness and reliability in the market.
And that leaves us with one final, crucial question. This whole system is perfect when the data is clear and available. But what happens in markets where deals are kept secret, or for assets that are totally unique? What do you do when the most important data you need can't be observed? Well, that's a puzzle for another explainer.